Taking the first two events of the Superteams competition, and coming up next will be the swimming relay. Both the Cards and the Redskins will have a five-man team. Dave Butts got tied up with the lane divider doing a little practice. The divider was the loser, I can tell you that. Okay, Richard, the football players have the baseball players down 2-0. Swimming coming up. The Redskins, however, in a little bit of trouble.
Well, if they would throw Butts in the water first, I'm sure it could create a tidal wave, maybe knock all the water out, they'd have a better chance. But I don't think they have enough swimmers. Is that right?
Well, they're a little short on them. I'll tell you, the baseball team is out. The Cardinals, of course, Tommy won this competition in the men's final. The Superstars, you looking to get back into this competition here, Tommy?
Well, we certainly need to win this swimming event, and realistically, looking into the first two events, we felt our chances weren't real good in that because we brought some of the Clydesdales down from St. Louis, and we didn't think we'd do too well in the speed events, but we're getting in the water now the next couple of days, so maybe we can get back into this thing.
All right, let's check it out. Now we have an event not on the schedule. That is Joe Theismann wrestling with Richard Todd. In they go. Joe Theismann. Always having a word with you. Always enthusiastic no matter what he does. And the man has to be considered the spiritual leader of the Washington Redskins. A high point in his career, no doubt. The Super Bowl victory over the Miami Dolphins. 27-17. This option rollout for Theismann. Here's Charlie Brown. Touchdown, Washington Redskins. It's been an incredibly up year for Joe Theismann, and earlier I talked with him about it.
Joe, it's the line that you gave me in the Pro Bowl. When I asked you if you'd come down yet, you said, no, I'm afraid I'm going to pinch myself and wake up and I'll still be in Hoboken making a speech. Are you coming down any?
A little bit, Frank, but not much. This has been the greatest experience of my life. To win a Super Bowl and to actually live through the after effects of it is the most incredible experience because everywhere you go, people remind you of the Super Bowl event. You know, everybody comes up and says congratulations, and they always preface it with, I guess you've heard this before, but congratulations anyway. And I'm not the least bit put aside by the fact that people continue to say congratulations. It's a wonderful feeling.
The biggest play, perhaps, of the Super Bowl was this in the third quarter. Theismann back. The ball deflected up in the air. Theismann, heads up, alertly knocks it out of the arms of Kim Beaucamper, and that might have turned the entire game around. Joe recalls the play.
It turned out to be a very, very interesting experience in the Super Bowl when the ball went up in the air. I hate interceptions. There's one thing I hate, it's interceptions. I mean, you can hit me, break me, bust bones, that's fine. But if I throw an interception, I get very upset with myself. And as soon as I threw the ball and Beaucamper hit it up in the air, first I had to find it because, you know, when a ball gets batted, you look all over and you don't know where it is. And I looked up and I saw it off to my left and I thought to myself, I've got to go get it. But the ball kept drifting further away and Beaucamper kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I thought, oh, well. Then I started to slip and all these thoughts went through my mind. I saw A.J. Dewey running into the end zone with one of Richard's passes. And I said, I don't want that to happen to me. So I made a lunge for an area in between his arms and just happened to time it right. It was really a stroke of luck. But if there's one big play I'd like to be known for, I don't mind being a defensive play in the Super Bowl, believe me.
What makes Joe Theismann run?
Oh, I just think a love for life and enjoyment to be around people and competition. I just thoroughly enjoy competition in every facet of it. I enjoy it in life. I enjoy it in business. And I think the greatest joy I get from it is athletic competition. It's something I've always wanted to be, an athlete. It's something I get great satisfaction out of. And I firmly believe if you lock me in a room one-on-one with somebody in any type of a game, I'll come out of it on top. And I think competition's really what makes it go for me. Plus, I've got a lot of great support. I've got Sherry and the kids. And I think, one of the nicest things about being at the top where we are, and I think I can say that, and I not only speak for myself, but the Washington Redskin organization, is that when you're at the top and you're alone, there's nobody to share it with. But for me to accomplish what I've been able to accomplish through my career and to have my family to share it with, I think really makes it worthwhile. I wouldn't want to be where we are and be alone, but it's so nice to be able to share it with someone.
Float. And sharing a birthday with his son Patrick is Joe Theismann. Joe will be in the swimming when we come back. The swimming relay and the St. Louis Cardinals getting a little bit desperate. They've lost the first two events of the 7-event competition here in the Super Teams. Let's take a look at the way the swimming relay will work. The first swimmer goes 25 yards, followed by 3 swimmers who will go 50 yards, and then the anchor men, Jim Cott and Dave Butts, will go 25 yards. Getting it underway for the Redskins on your left will be one of the Hogs, offensive tackle George Stark. And Mike Ramsey, the infielder for the Cardinals. That's the record set by the Bengals only a year ago. Stark's a big man, Reggie.
6'5", 250.
Oh, and he left it on the platform as Ramsey got off to a good start, but he used all that height to take the lead right away from Ramsey.
Yes, he did. He's got a pretty good stroke there. I think the advantage that George has there, as a big fella, he's only got to go 25 yards.
And now for the Redskins, for 50 yards, we'll see Joe Theismann, and it'll be pitcher Bob Forsch for the Cardinals. And look at Forsch go, Reg.
Forsch, a very good swimmer, looks like, Frank. Nice, even, long stroke, and a quick one. We'll see if he's done any swimming when he gets up here. This is a telltale story. Do they do a flip turn? Yes, he does. Not a good one, but he's got one.
And Bob Forsch is pulling away from Joe Theismann. Forsch is giving the Cardinals a commanding lead. And now Forsch will turn it over to Dean Orge, who will also swim 50 yards. And meanwhile, Theismann, as he struggles to touch the wall, he'll be turning it over to one of the other Hogs, offensive guard, Russ Grimm.
Big Russ jumps in, 6'3", 270 pounds, moved the water around pretty good. As Dane Orge, just all he has to do now, just continue that lead and hand it over to his teammate.
Cardinals desperately need a victory here in the swimming competition. They trail 2 events to none, and they have a lead right now.
Dane looks like he's running out of gas a little bit. I'm sure he's looking for the wall right now, fighting and looking. There it is.
And he's looking for Tommy Herr. Tommy Herr, who just a couple of weeks ago won the men's superstars swimming competition. And meanwhile, Mark Mosley is holding his own pretty much with her.
Mosley doing a pretty good job there swimming, as we saw a very nice flip turn there by Tom Herr, as he has a nice even stroke as we look. A good firm kick in the water, keeps those bubbles showing all the time, showing some good swimming technique. And here's Mr. Cott.
Mr. Cott, 44 years old, heading into his 25th season. That is a major league record for pitchers. And now here comes Dave Butts. Dave Butts made a splash for you, but Cott now struggling a little bit. I don't think that Butts is going to catch him, but he's going to make it close. Cott reaches out, touches the wall, and the Cardinals are on the scoreboard. They'll win the swimming relay by a time of 2.30, nearly 2.5-second victory. And Reggie's working his way over to talk with Cott.
Kitty Cotted. I will not say that you are world class, but I do say that you're a winner. Look like you're about to run out of gas. Only 25 meters.
It's just like during the season. I don't do much. I'm just on the winning team.
That's why they call you short release.
That's right. Real short.
You guys had to win that race. You were down 2 events, and all of a sudden you come back. Now you're back in it.
Well, the 2 events we lost this morning, they've got some pretty skillful players over there. And we knew Tommy Herr and Bob Forsch, both real good swimmers, so they carried us home.
Outstanding. Bobby Forsch did the big flip turn, and that's what really won the race for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
was it Tommy Herr or Bob Forsch?
It was both of them. I know it wasn't me.
You still look good. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Jim Cott, he made his 25 yards, but again, it was Bob Forsch and Tommy Herr. Let's take a look at Tommy Herr's flip turn in replay. A little dangerous, shallow into the pool, but he comes through with it and extends his lead out over Mark Mosley. And the Cardinals go on to win the swimming relay. Right now, Reggie is with 3 big men.
I want to know, with flippers like those, how could you have possibly not won the swimming?
Well, I'll tell you what, we were a little bit behind. We took Theismann's word again that he could do anything, and he kind of got us behind a little bit. But on the whole, I think we did all right. We made up for a lot of seconds there for a while.
Let me ask you one thing. What size are they?
These are, technically you have them measured. They're 12.5 7Es.
7Es.
Which is E.
How do you say that? Septuplet or something like that? Wasn't very much water left in the pool when you guys dove in. Do you know that?
Well, our plan was really to have Dave get the water out of the pool, and then we were going to make it a running race. Yeah.
And this is one of the hogs. Is that right?
Correct. Both George and myself. We figured if we keep it within 5 yards into the last 25 with Dave swimming it, we was hoping as soon as he'd hit the water, the wave would kind of push him up on the concrete. But he was already about halfway up the pool, and Dave did his best to catch him. We come close, but all the lake guys did all the running for us this morning, so we figured we'd better try to do our part, and we kind of let them down, so we have to make it up with something else.
I appreciate it, fellas. I want to all call you misters. I am not a little fella. I'm 6'1". I weigh 212 pounds. Look what they make me look like.
It all depends, Reggie, on the company you keep. The St. Louis Cardinals get on the scoreboard. They win the swimming relay. They now trail 2 event.